other resources available to support plants, fish, and wildlife. The Manasquan Watershed has lost a significant amount of the forest and wetland habitat since colonial times. Although the rate of loss has slowed considerably in recent years, there is concern that increased development due to projected growth of the watershed may increase the loss of these important habitats. The timescale of recovery of habitats from disturbance varies tremendously. Recovery of some shoreline grasses may take only a year or two, while recovery of forested wetlands may take many decades. Other habitat losses are essentially permanent. For example, urban neighborhoods built along the river will likely never again be a healthy salt marsh. Remaining salt marsh wetlands occur along the north bank of the river. These wetlands are comprised primarily of salt marsh, cord grass, and salt hay. As the river narrows, tidal marshes are combined to an emergent floodway constrained by very steep upland slopes. Landward edges of the marshes, once dominated by cattail, have been inundated by an exotic common reed known as phragmites. It would be noted that phragmites have little natural resource value for wildlife, but can be effective at controlling erosion. More important species of plants for wildlife, such as spartina, sedges, and rushes, can be found in similar qualities. Woody shrubs, such as pepperbush and holly rest, are found among the predominant species of the maple and elm trees. The diversity of habitats provide food and shelter for wildlife dependent on the Manasquan. Freshwater habitats support 44 species of reptiles, and forest habitats support 39 species of mammals.
It is a coastal resource in the mid-Atlantic region where local folk enjoy fishing, hunting, boating, sunbathing, and the natural serenity offered by the sea. The Manasquan River extends from the mouth of the Manasquan Inlet to upper parts of Freehold. It encompasses approximately 82 square miles and hosts a river that extends 23 miles into the Atlantic Ocean. Let's see, what else do I have here? My paper. It was first settled by Paleo-Indians about 11,000 years ago, 9,000 BC, in an area just south of the Squonkam-Yellowbrook Road in Howell Township. It included grasslands and marshy areas with grazing woolly mammoths, oxen, and caribou. Tasty woolly. Thousands of years later, the Lenape Indians settled closer to the river and used the land resources and marine delicacies as food. Second-generation settlers moved into the area from Long Island, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut to take advantage of various resources offered by this vast expanse of land. Let's see. A series of Lenape trails were then discovered and used as primary roads to travel between towns, such as Route 537, Route 9 and 33, Allenwood Road and Wall, and Herbertsville Road and Bridge. Taverns were then established along the way so people could eat and sleep on their long, tiring journey. The reservoir was designed in 1985 and built in 1987. It has 4 billion gallons of water with a capacity that is 40 feet deep. Water from the reservoir is then pumped over 5 miles to many towns, which is then pumped into our sinks, made into ice cubes, and filtered into the water that we use to shower with.
Partner.
75% species of marine fish can be found in the Manasquan River, such as the winter and summer flounder, weakfish, stickleback, and striped backs.
Also, the Manasquan River supports diverse assemblage of freshwater such as the brook trout, yellow perch, and bronze bullhead, all depend on the Manasquan River. Recently, 4 primary concerns were identified by the Manasquan Watershed management group: declines in fisheries, habitat loss, water quality and quantity control, and loss of cultural resources from development activities. Fecal coliform contamination is a predominant issue threatening the health of the Manasquan River, as witnessed by years of shellfish bed closures in the estuary. The loss of natural filtering systems such as forests and open marshes to development has compounded matters. These pressures on the fishery have hurt the region's historical dependence on fishing and maritime interests, which could affect the unique character and identity of this region. Water quality degraded by fecal contamination, sedimentation, and chemical contamination has negatively affected. There are many invasive species in the river because every year a new supply of fish stock is put in. Such fish include the rainbow trout and the brook trout.
There are many animals that naturally inhabit the areas
These melocotores.
surrounding Manasquan River, such as raccoons, hares, skunks, rabbits, moles, foxes, and deers, and marine creatures. 243 species of birds rely on the Manasquan River. These birds depend on the berry production from the plants that grow around the river.
There are many endangered species, which include the bald eagle and the osprey. Along the Manasquan River, there are many plants, which include saltwater marshes and wetland scrub. Exotic common reeds, known as phragmites, also are found along the river.
Improving water supplies to the region have been a perplexing problem for many years. Population increases in the region during the 1960s and 1970s strained water supply and lowered aquifers to dangerous levels. In less than 20 years, aquifer levels dropped 140 feet, allowing saltwater to the ground. I can't do this, guys.
I know this. Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos.